Hello, I'm Miss Carol from the Grand Ledge Area District Library. Today I'm going to show you some books about women's suffrage. Suffrage means the right to vote. Did you know this year is the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment, which granted women in the U.S. the right to vote? If you'd like to learn a little bit about that, you can start with Blast Back, A Peek into the Past of Women's Suffrage, written by Nancy Ohlin and illustrated by Roger Simo. This book covers the beginning of the women's suffrage movement. It talks about the British women's suffrage movement, which occurred shortly before the U.S. suffrage movement. And then, of course, it talks about the women's suffrage movement and some of the influential women in that, like Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Ida B. Wells, Alice Paul. It also talks about women's suffrage in other countries in the 20th century and around the world. So if you'd like a glimpse at women's suffrage with some nice illustrations, then you should try Blast Back, A Peek into the Past, Women's Suffrage. The next book is suitable for teens and older kids. It's called Amazons, Abolitionists, and Activists, A Graphic History of the Women's Fight for Women's Rights, written by Nikki Kendall and Dee Amico. This covers female rulers, queens and princesses in the past, of course, women's suffrage, civil rights movement, the gay rights movement, and quite a number of them. Let's see. Let's find a good illustration in here because they're quite fabulous. See, here's one showing a number of different posters arguing for women's suffrage. Let's see. Oh, here's one about women in World War II, Rosie the Riveter movement and all that. So if you want to learn about some amazing women, try Amazons, Abolitionists, and Activists. The last one I have for you today is a picture book biography called A Lady Has the Floor. Belva Lockwood Speaks Out for Women's Rights, written by Kate Hannigan and illustrated by Allison J. You may not have heard of Belva Lockwood, but she spent her whole life fighting for her right and other women's rights. She fought for the right to go to law school. She fought to get her diploma. She fought for the right to actually practice law. And she fought for women's suffrage. In 1884, she was also the first woman to officially be on the ballot for president. She didn't win, but she did make a lot of people think about women's suffrage. So if you'd like to learn a bit about women's suffrage, check out these and more books at the Grand Ledge Area District Library. Thank you.